Hey all, and this is the Terror from the Bog event. This is an Earth Slayer event and Beast Killer. So as usual, I've made up a few teams. My Water Slayer teams have come into play again. An Earth Commander team here. And the start of what potentially could be a decent Earth Slayer team. I just need better cards to go with this team. So let's start with the first Water Slayer team. This is just for the non-locked bosses like Corellium, and was also useful for levelling up the bosses. Most of you have likely seen similar teams used in previous videos, but I will talk through this again. Holiday Saints gives the next water hero to activate their battle skill a 500% damage buff. Then Metaverse Masters as well with that 150% buff. Both buffs go on Sovereigns of the Dance. This converts the Dark Gems to water, also increases self-damage by 300%. Then Valhalla's Vanguard. This isn't the best card, but it does fill the whole board with water power gems when it's first used. So one of my better Water Slayer cards, but definitely not my best one. And then Frontier Titans. Beast Killer, plus has a decent increase to Water Slayer damage. Also creates a few water power gems. So this is the card I used last on the team. Then for the relics, I may swap about the relics a bit. But this seems good enough to get enough water gems at the start so I can use the team on the very first turn. Since there's no noble cards on the team, I've made sure there's no noble relics. So here's the first relic, an arcane relic. Then this is an old beast relic just to break 2 of the beast shields. Since the other relic on its own is not enough, it breaks 6 rather than 7. Then here is the relic. Breaks 2 beast shield plus 1 per Water Slayer ultimate hero on the team. If I didn't have Metaverse Masters on the team, this would be enough on its own. Then the Chaotic relic here. Then finally, an Immortal relic. So the second team is basically a variant of that team, except using High Performance Unit area. This does quite a bit more damage, but only really useful on locked bosses, or bosses that are being killed slowly. So the first 4 cards are the same. Holiday Saints again, with that 500% damage buff. Metaverse Masters with the 150% damage buff. Sovereigns of the Dance with the conversion and increase to self-damage. Frontier Titans with the increase to Water Slayer damage. Now finally, High Performance Unit area. This has to be used when the enemy's turn counter is on 1. It gets supercharged up, significantly increasing the damage of Sovereigns of the Dance. But it does take 2 turns before you can use High Performance Unit area. So on non-locked bosses, it's likely the boss will already be defeated. But it's a decent option if you don't have any decent Earth Slayer teams and only want to fight your own bosses during the event, or any bosses that are rallied or not being killed that quickly. And for the relics, pretty similar to the previous team. There's the 2 relics that break all the shields, as with the previous team. Here's the first one. And if we scroll across, there we go, there's the second one. And now there's Cater's Bow on the team to try and increase the attack a bit further. You can see here, increases attack of all applicable heroes by 47.1%. I think this does make a difference to the damage, but it's not really suitable for the first team, since I need the water gems at the start. With this team I don't. But anyway, that's the Water Slayer team, and I would have thought the main team I will be using for this event. Here's the Earth Commander team. Nothing too exciting here, and in testing it didn't really do too much damage. I don't think there's too much to talk about here, but if you are really struggling, you could try an Earth Commander team similar to this. Then finally, my Earth Slayer team. This is kind of experimental and a similar sort of setup to this team. It doesn't really do as much damage though, but it's an idea to try. Let me talk through the team. Metaverse Masters is the first card. Gives the next hero to use their battle skill a 150% damage buff. Used to boost up Earthen Drakes. This upgrades all Earth power gems as well and increases self-damage, but when used in this way, there's no Earth gems to upgrade unfortunately. Seabound Wayfarers, this is just to convert all the dark gems to Earth basically. Also slightly increases Earth Slayer attack. Then Terrors Unleashed, this is the Earth Slayer Beast Killer card that I'm using for this event. Has a revive on the card, plus it also increases Earth Slayer attack by 300%. Then finally High Performance Unit area, used to get that lovely supercharged buff up, and used to increase the damage further on Earthen Drakes. So there we go. Of course, the damage isn't spectacular on this team, but my Earthslayer teams are getting slightly better, so we'll see what's in the Drillfist store later on, and that may or may not help this team. Anyway, onto the relics. The first 3 relics are my best Earthslayer relics. You can see here a couple of pink stars on each relic. Then the last 2 relics are to break the shields. This relic on its own is not enough to break all of the shields. I need a second relic as well, which is the relic here. So there we go, that's the Earthslayer relics. And that's pretty much all my teams I have for this event. I don't have too many Earthslayer cards, so I can't really suggest too many other ideas, unfortunately. So let's get on with the actual event. Here we go. Alright, so here's the actual event. It seems a lot better now than the previous event. The update has helped a lot with the lag. There is still a bit of a delay though, so bear that in mind as I play. So I do have a green Carillion boss up. I will test out my basic Water Slayer team, I think, first on this boss. Then wait for an Umbral or Radiant for the better team, which is with area. So let's go, let's attack. So this will give you an idea of the damage without area, then with area on another boss. This should be a one-shot kill anyway, especially as I used Battle Boost. Sometimes without Battle Boost, this team can defeat the boss. So a pretty straightforward team to use, just go left to right. Not spectacular damage, but you don't really expect that Water Slayer team on water bosses to do much damage. It still did 9.7Q though. So that got through the boss pretty easily. Okay, so there's the Umbral boss that I was after. So what I'll do first is have a go with the team I think will do the most damage, which is this one. Then I may try my Slayer and Commander teams, depending on how long is left on the boss. Obviously, I don't want it to time out. Right, so here we go. This is not too difficult to use. This boss has Fear and the other one has Dodge. I think the Fear boss is actually the easier out of the 2 bosses, or should I say 2 defender skills. You can see there is a bit of lag still, but it's nowhere near as bad. Just the occasional slight freeze up. But it's playable again, and that's all that matters. It was almost unplayable how it was before. That Dark Commander event was an absolute nightmare. But anyway, here we go. Left to right. Let's see what sort of damage this does. I want as many loose power gems as possible from the main match, but there's only the one. So maybe 50Q? Let's see. And that wasn't a bad guess. 47.2Q. The problem now, though, is Fear. I need area. So I think use Metaverse Masters, then hope area isn't taken away by Fear. Let's see. That's okay, and then now I can do that and get another hit in. It's not that easy with fear, though. After the first attack, it's very hard to do that much. But there we go. I managed to get Area going again. Let's see how much damage I can do this time. Should be a bigger hit than before. Maybe 80 Q. 3 loose power gems. Let's see. Yeah, I'm pretty accurate on my guesses. 95.1 Q. I just quit out at this point, though. I can't see my Earth Slayer team doing anywhere near that amount of damage, but unless I test, I will never find out. So here we go. Alright, so a similar strategy as with the previous team. Get Area going, then just go left to right. I think I might have a slight problem here, though, due to the lack of Earth Gems. So just be a bit careful. Oh no, that's perfect. They've all spawned on the next turn, so yeah, that's okay. Right, and left to right. Let's see what sort of damage this does. It should work, but I can't see it doing spectacular damage. Convert to dark, then convert to earth with this card, and then nothing loose from the main match, so it won't be amazing. 9.6Q. I feel like this can do more than that, to be honest. 9.6Q is okay. Nowhere near my water team, though. The main issue now is the dark gems. I'm actually quite surprised. I thought the issue would be the earth gems, but yeah, it's got rid of Area now. And getting enough dark gems to get Area going again is not really realistic. Water Slayer looking like the best option, but I will give this team a try. Hopefully it will do some sort of damage, but it won't be spectacular. Right, so here we go. This is the damage of my commander team. And this is the final attack I'm doing for this part of the video. It's just to give you all an idea of what sort of damage my teams can do. None of the teams are doing spectacular damage, but then again, I don't really focus on Slayer. That's pretty much an optimal board. 2 loose power gems at the bottom. And the damage, yeah, 4.1Q. That's not very good at all. This is only going to be suitable for Corellium at most. Not really worth going further with this team, I don't think, so let's quit out. So there we go, that's my teams tested on the bosses. The Water Slayer team was the best out of all of the teams, and the team I will be using for most of the event. So there we go. So this is a special event this time around. We have this bosses feature. The Cudgel bosses. I'm sure most of you have already seen these and have a rough idea of what all of this is about. I'll just tag that new boss. I don't really want to kill these too quickly though. There we go. Well, it doesn't actually show that it's been tagged, but I did tag it. Let others get in on the boss before defeating it. Oh, there we go. It's showing it's tagged now. Onto these buffs. I don't recommend purchasing these buffs. They are quite expensive for what they are. The Cudgel shop is the most important part of this event. I definitely recommend getting the Ascended Ingot if you can. You should also be able to get the other Ascended Ingot. Most of the other rewards here, though, are not overly exciting. Only really useful for newer players, unfortunately. But yeah, those Ascended Ingots the best item in my opinion. Make sure you try and get at least 2 from this event. And there we go. I'll just go into the leaderboards quickly as well, just to show you the rewards you can get from this. It's those new Legend Trials tokens you can see here, plus also those core shards. I think the first place gets an actual core rather than just the shards. So all the GVG guilds are probably going to be fighting over this event, but we will see. Anyway, that's what the rewards look like. Let's go out of here. It's a Dragoon collection this time around. I will go ahead and claim all of this. Here we go. Decent stuff here actually, especially the final reward. If we scroll across, the Dragoon Diamond Shard, I need that for my Light Dragoon. There we go. Let's see what I get. The specialisation stones, it's the special ones. There should be a few Dragoons here as well. Yeah, there we go, an Earth Dragoon. Probably going to sell that for dust, unfortunately. Another old Dragoon. Was that the same Dragoon as the previous one? I think it may have been. And the Guild Supremacy collection. Yeah, some decent stuff there. The Horizon Dragoon Stone gift, 6-star Earth Dragoon gift. Definitely some decent rewards near the bottom of that. Now, what is it this time around? Now, I shouldn't really be in Emperors again. I should be in Legends, but someone managed to randomly jump up and knock me out of 5th. They over doubled their score in a few hours. I don't know how they did that. Now, I'm not saying they were cheating, but that did seem a bit ridiculous. Anyway, it's a Vanguard this time around. Acrid Trunk the Defiled. Interesting name. Defender skill armour. So, Vanguards are normally meant to be used near the start of a defence. You can see here, this hero gains a 5 times power boost while in the Defender slot 1. So maybe something you would want to use in some sort of mixed defence. Entirely up to you though, but that's what the Defender skill is. Armour, and it's a Vanguard rather than a Warden. Let's go out of here. Now to go and claim my random 6-star hero. Right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and craft this. That is an old support hero, I think. That's not really going to help me much, unfortunately, but I might as well have a look at the event deck while I'm here. A Sermon Nightmares. Now this is a hitting card. Increases self-damage by 400% for 2 turns. So getting just the ultra rare or master hero won't really be much use here. You want to try and get the ultimate form. A good boost though, 400%. Plus bonus attack as well. So that's a pretty spectacular deck. Should kill everything really quickly. And creates a few power gems as well. Now the 2 individual cards. As I've already mentioned, there's not much point in just getting 1 card. You need the ultimate form really. An ultra rare that increases self-damage isn't really much help, unfortunately. But yeah, that's what it is. Increases self-damage by 400%, plus creates a few power gems. Then the Master Hero. Here is the Master Hero. Become immune to enemy attacks for 1 turn, dispel 1 enemy buff, and cleanse 1 debuff. So yeah, it creates a few power gems as well, plus has the bonus attack. It's still not going to be much use on its own during the event. You need to try and get the ultimate form, as I've already mentioned. We'll stay away from this deck until later on, maybe. It's a good deck, though. If you can get the ultimate form, then great. You should do really well in the event. If not, you'll have to struggle with older cards like I am. And a very quick look at the newsfeed to finish off this event. The new Cudgel is unlocked. It says all about that here. New Trials boss as well. Then the buffs that you can purchase with gems, plus the gifts. Please note that guild gifts purchased during the event are guild bound, so they will disappear if you change guilds mid-event. Then a spender pack there at the bottom. Then this just says about the buy one get one free on the relic. Obviously I didn't get an extra relic as you probably all expected, but I did only go up to tier 1. And there we go, I think that about covers this event. Hope you found the video interesting and helpful. As always, if you do have any questions or suggestions regarding this video, please let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to help. If you did enjoy this video, giving it a like and subscribing is always appreciated. Thank you to those that have already subscribed. There is a previous video on the screen, plus a playlist, plus you can also subscribe from here if you want to do so. And thanks for watching.